Hello there YouTube, this is Zoo Tycoon Steve, welcoming you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo Let's Play, and I am so excited because we have just dropped the free Australia expansion for Planet Zoo. I have not even looked at like what's in this pack or what it's all contained, but I am more than ready to get down under. So let's go ahead and take a look at our franchise zoos here. In fact, we might just make a brand new little zoo here. In fact, yeah, I actually like that. Let's go ahead and make our first zoo here. I want to, let's do, we did a temperate. Let's, you know what, let's do a grassland in, oh, it doesn't, in Oceania. There we go. Perfect. Do a grassland. Let's go ahead and we'll keep it medium. We'll make it a, what do we want to call it? We'll just call it Down Under Tycoon Park. Down Under Tycoon, no. Not quite. Well, I guess we'll just call it Zoo then, because we can't quite fit Park, which is a shame. Okay, so we'll go ahead and make a zoo here. Did we pick the size? I feel like we haven't, but oh well. Go ahead and create it. And we'll just have a brand new, where we can play. Let's try to do it. We'll make a challenge for ourselves of only using animals from this new pack, and only using things from this new pack. We'll have to unlock some things to get it going, but I'm really excited. So let's go ahead and get this new little Down Under Zoo started. Perfect. That timed well. I don't even have to put in an edit point. Alright, first things first, we're going to go ahead and pause the game. Looks very similar to what we've been doing, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and, ooh, I'm so excited. Let's go ahead and see what animals, obviously we can't put in animals yet. We're going to have to, real quick, let me build the entrance area off camera, because it's going to be similar to what I did before. Put it in our zoo trading center, and that way we can get a good look. Alright, so I'll see you in just one moment. Okay, so you can see here, I've just put in sort of a straight pathway coming off the main zoo entrance. And I put down the basic zookeeper areas, things that they're going to need. Made sure that they were distant enough that they're not going to be impacting our guests. That's why we gave that little bubble there. I also put them right in the front of the entrance because in our last zoo we opened, we put them onto the side. I wanted to kind of force myself to do a different design of this zoo. That does mean we're probably going to be putting in like a exhibit right here in the early areas that are all the guests are going to have to walk around. And then we'll probably, once you get past that first exhibit, kind of loop back around, we'll do like a main entrance area. So this is going to be like, we'll build this up to look like staff facilities. We'll put in one exhibit here that everyone has to veer off and walk around, and then like a big gateway arch thing. The reason I'm delaying the gateway arch thing is because we have to research all of the new Australian pack exhibits. In fact, let's go ahead, hire some staff, and we can start putting them in what we need here. So we'll go ahead and just get one of everybody to start with, I think. I think we've got the cash flow, we can handle that, hopefully. These are all going to be like the basic minimum employees anyway, so hopefully we can take all of that. I'm not going to hire a vendor until I put in things, but we'll grab a vet real quick, why not? And we'll go ahead and set the mechanical research right into the Australian theme, so we can unlock the Australian things as quickly as possible. Houston is on it for us. Way to go, Houston. I've got so many things to unlock in this zoo. Alright, we'll just keep plugging away until we get it all unlocked. Anywho, let's now take a look and see what animals we have available to us. This is exciting. I think the way to do this is let's just go alphabetically through it. We'll just pick each Australian animal. That way it's kind of letting the game decide for us. It kind of forces us to be creative. So let's go. Our Bactrian, those are all things I had before. Bonobo, orangutan, common sheep, white-faced, dingo. Okay, dingo was the first one. I did fairly recently. I did the African wild dogs. I feel like I want to take a look at the dingoes. Oh, here, let me just check the new ones. I've got an idea. I wish they let you sort by DLC. That would be nice. Maybe they do, and I just don't know how to get there. Dingoes, koalas. I feel like we want to save the koalas for later. Red kangaroo. Do I want to do kangaroos up front? I'll put them in the short list. Red kangaroo. Snow leopards, not new. Cassowaries. That's interesting for an opening one. Yeah, I think let's go ahead and look at those three. Those are all pretty interesting. Southern cassowaries. Ooh, they're cheap. People kind of like them. I bet you koalas are going to be big sellers for the people's opinions. There's some good cassowaries we can pick up too. I mean, a lot of them require more conservation credits than we have. Dingoes aren't that expensive. We could do dingoes. Ooh, there's a couple albino kangaroos. I feel like I want to wait until we get through the main entrance. Let's go ahead and use the cassowaries. I think that's the way. And also, I think that conforms to our alphabetical thing. I think cassowary might have been the first. So let's go ahead and pick some southern cassowaries. First of all, before I make mistakes and boo-boos, let's take a look at what cassowaries require. Because otherwise I'm not going to build like a big enough exhibit or something that's going to really mess myself up here. I guess it's not alphabetical because they're southern cassowaries, not just cassowaries. Also, I'm discovering I like to say the word cassowary. Cassowary. Alright, southern cassowaries. Tell me a little bit about... I know that they will kill you. That's about all I know. Let's see, 400 feet. They don't need a... hence 12 to 40 degrees Celsius. That's fine. 1 to 2. Oh, so I don't even have to have that big. So I only need the 800 square feet will fit all of them. One male and up to one female. So I can have a single male or I can have multiple male and a female. I probably will have both. Research status. I've got a lot of their enrichments already unlocked for my other zoos. That's good. They don't like to be with anyone else. Okay, definitely going to be a cassowary exhibit. Let me unpause so we can start our work. Let me go ahead and, actually, before I do that even, I'm going to buy our cassowaries. Then I'm going to go into a build mode. Still don't really know what I'm doing here. What I'm going to do here. I'm going to keep this build simple so that we can replace it with the Australian stuff once we begin to unlock that. I think that's the way to go. Okay, do I want to spend cassowary or conservation credits on my cassowaries? Probably not. 17 years old, they must be pretty long-lived too. I think this boy up top, he's 13. You're 11. Might have to spend some. Here's a girl, it's only 11, so I'll go ahead and get her. It's being adopted for cash, so it can't be released in the wild, that's fine. And then I just need one male, and I think that boy up top there is probably going to do it. So, pretty inexpensive opening animal, too. That's always a bonus. Okay. So, how do I want the guests to go here? I'm going to build a little, like, bathroom things for them here. So let's actually have the pathway flow this way and loop around. Yes, okay, I've got the plan. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up and put on the music for the build. And I will see you on the other side. That's the plan. See ya. Okay, so first thing I think is just going to put in the pathways here. Let me find that path we started with. I'm going to go ahead and kind of make a random path there, and let's go ahead and round up the corners. For those of you who don't know how, the way you round out the corners is you kind of need to put in like a catty corner thing like that, and then just delete it, and it'll kind of smooth out the pathway. Paths are still a little weird in this game. I'm still kind of learning myself, but hopefully we'll find what we need. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just build the interior building for the cassowaries here. I'm going to keep it fairly simple. Make it 2 stories just to make it a little bit more interesting. And then we'll attach the zookeeper centers to the back side when we're ready. But just a real simple guy like that. I'm also going to start adding these to the Steam. So if you see something, a building in my in this that you like, I will put the link to it in the description below. If for some reason the links aren't there, please remind me in the comments, because that's something I've been wanting to do and I keep forgetting. Next thing, I want to go ahead and build an observation area that's a little bit raised. I think this is something that I've been missing in my earlier exhibits, is that I don't have quite the pathways we're looking for here. And I've planned this one out. I'm very carefully making this little bridge area here. I want it to be as straight as possible, and I also want to keep it at the 8 meters wide, because I'm going to build a little structure that goes over it. And if I keep it at 8 meters, it's going to have the advantage of fitting, well, that's not quite the way I want it. It's going to have the advantage of fitting exactly as wide as the building materials are. Let me go ahead and get this as straight as we possibly can. I'm even going to build on a grid like that. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I got a nice straight little bridge thing going around there. And this will also make it so I don't need to really hug the other viewing areas I'm going to put in here. Go ahead now and put down a floor. And I've left this pathway open here specifically so I could get my zookeepers back in here. And then once we have the Australian pack unlocked, we'll go ahead and fancy up all of our zookeeper things. Alright, I'm going to drop the null fence through that. It's actually causing me a little bit of a hitbox issue, so let's move these guys over here. And yeah, okay, they're still not affecting the path, so that's fine. Still not going to upset our guests to have those there. So, mission accomplished as far as that goes. And we will put in our... Oop, that's a break room. I didn't want to put the break... I need to put the break room somewhere, I realize. Let's go ahead and drop it. Well, here, before I forget, what we're going to do is put in the keeper hut that we're going to attach to this building. And then we'll put the break room there. That's fine. Okay. Lulu. Just make it look like one big building with a single door. Okay, make this a null fence going through. I think with the update for the Australian pack, you have to use a null fence to go through things. It's obstructed. What is it obstructed by? Either way, we're going to also build like a little... Get this out of the way for a moment. We're going to extend the building out a little bit so that the keeper hut can look like it's part of the building. Yeah, just get you there nice and straight. And we'll have to put another bend there so we can do that. Perfect. And then we drop the keeper hut there. And we're perfect. We're doing great. And now we'll wrap this around so it looks like it's part of the building, like so. I'll even put the little window thing there so you can still see out of it, so we're getting that. Perfect. And we'll throw our door over that. I've expressed my displeasure several times, I believe, that the doors don't quite fit, so you have to... if I could change one thing about this game, well, I would fix the paths, and then I would make it so that the doors fit the actual empty frames you get. For now, I'll just go ahead and slap this double door, and that'll more than do it. Why won't you go inside? Oh, it's because your post isn't a null post. Okay, that makes sense to me. Okay. I'm starting to learn this game. It's getting to the point where when things aren't working, I can actually think, oh, I know why it's not working. I'm going to change some of these fences. And let's go ahead and chop the grass there so it's not poking through our bridge. And I think it's time to put the cassowaries in. I've got those tortoises. I need to get rid of those tortoises somehow. We'll go ahead and drop the cassowaries in so we can find out exactly what they need to be happy in their environment. Running around. Look at that model. Those things are amazing. Okay, quick cut there, and you've probably noticed that we've got the inside of the fencing all built out. I thought that got repetitive, and there was a lot of trial and error before I got it the way I liked it. Basically, the only thing that I had to do was drop in an inside structure inside here. Other than that, it was kind of all cosmetic choices, but I was making stupid choices, and I decided not to waste your time. How are you going to handle this door? It's going to obviously be the entryway, and I think I'm just going to put a little roof, like a little slanted roof over here. And then, do I like that? You know what, let's go with let's go with the wood that matches that, and we'll put trim around it, and I think that's going to be a little more aesthetically pleasing to me. Come on, line up. Line up. Okay, and the trim, take this darker trim, I think goes better. Now this is all from the New Worlds pack. We still haven't unlocked the Australian stuff, so this is what I'm going to use for the opening cassowary area, and then we'll switch it later, or maybe we keep it fine. I actually really like the look of the New World set, so maybe we'll keep that one place the same. I'll need to cheat my fence a little bit to get you working there. Perfect. Okay. Great. And let's go ahead and put the roof on. The roof is on fire. Well, I kind of like this. Oh, but it's not perfectly even, is it? No? Okay, we'll go back to the way it was. Like that. Okay. Lulu. Do I want to put the frames on this? I can. Actually, let's keep that area trimmed. Do I want that there? No. Okay, let's keep that area trimmed. And then we'll do the fancy gates up top, on the top roof. Yes, that's the plan. Okay. None of these awnings look quite right. That's okay, we'll just build an awning. So I'm going to put one piece of wood out here. And where are the posts? Looking for the post. Nope. Architecture, walls. Ah, there we go, walls, post. Perfect, like that. So it looks like they have a little area they can go and stay in the shade. Although those eucalyptus trees I put in are casting a lot of shade because they're so tall. Another door faced in there, and oh, I'm missing the. It's telling me it's obstructed. What is wrong with this? I have to play around with this a little bit because I'm not sure why the gate's not. Is it the gate that's not letting me put the pathway down there? I want the pathway down there so they know to go to the Hebrew hut. Alright, I think I know what was going on there. It's I laid actual like pathway inside the building instead of the construction floors, and I think that was causing the hit issue. So I switched that out, and now you can see it looks just fine. It looks fine and it works, more importantly. Let's go ahead then. That's weird. Okay, let's go ahead then and sort of up our plantage around the side here. Just kind of want to fill in that boxed area I put in. I've been doing that a lot here. If that gets annoying, let me know in the comments below if you want me to stop like building little plant stations outside. Let's put this here. Just give it some outside decorations. A little AC, outlet switch. Just to get a little more realism. And now we're going to put in this faux fencing. What I'm going to do is actually leave enough space in here, specifically to put in one of these doors. And then I'm going to actually double up the fencing. Now to get this to look right, what I'm actually have to do is put one door facing like east and one door facing west, like this. And then I'm going to see if I can cram them together as close as possible so that they both maintain their textures. We'll have to play with the fence to get it lined up exactly the way we want it. But in theory, what I'm going to do is make it look like, oh, the doors are leaning. That's why they're not quite right. You're not leaning anymore, but now you're kind of sucked into each other. And just pull you out. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, good. Maybe throw a window on here? Yeah, I kind of like that look. And, oh, let's use this door. Yes, I like that. Because the white trim on the window and the white trim on the door really go together. Okay, I think we got that part done. Do I want to start putting in the roof? Kind of keep it a plain. Let's do this. Let's actually raise the roof a little bit over the section with the habitat. Oh, these are not lined up correctly. Shoot. Did I not? I must not have snapped it into the group. Shoot. Try it again. Try it again. Still not lining up quite right. Wonder why they want to fight me so much. You know what? That's okay. If that... Why is that silver tree? Let's go with the corrugated roof instead. Maybe that one won't be a stick and leak through. Either way, we're going to still raise it up and put in this little faux wall here. So that if you're in the inside, it's going to look like the roof. Yes, the roof's going to get higher when you're over the Cassowaries area. And now we're going to go ahead and raise this fence up to a double story. So we're just going to select them all. Just hold down Control, copy them all, and then we'll paste them as a unit on top. So it should be relatively the size of the door. Perfect, actually, because it's got the little knob right above where the door is. So it looks like it's all made as one unit. Let's go ahead and drop down a feeding tray and a water tray, so the cassowaries can eat when they're inside. Oh, these are not actually lined up. Change the angle, and suddenly they were not lined up at all. Okay. why you should always actually put the roof on your buildings last in this game. Good. And we'll play with this a little bit. Play with that a little bit. Just so nothing's leaking into the other. I wish we had like fences or like tables and cabinets and stuff for the zookeepers. And I know that there's like actual buildings that you're supposed to use, but still. Okay. Swinging around. It does pop out a little bit, so what I'm going to do is just go ahead and continue the trim all the way around the building at that level. Like so. And that should disguise it. Make a little faux wall here to hide that stuff popping out. That's going to work fine. Yep, that works perfect. And we need a roof here. Like so. Give it a little window. Even though that window's obviously not going to work. I'm going to lay down a path here. Just so I can make like a little break area for the zookeepers. Obviously they won't use it because they actually have staff break rooms in this game, but I want it to be there to look like there's a place they can go out and, you know, take a few minutes to chill. Let's put it on the grid so I can get the square tiles like that. Perfect. Oh, where are you from? Okay, delete that. Let's make the roof a little more unique. We'll put a put an angled area on the right hand side here just to make it pop a little bit more. Pop, pop. Nope, that didn't line up right. It's weird that sometimes, even though you snap it to the grid, it doesn't line up directly right because you can change the grid size, so sometimes that makes it a little winky, but we'll get there. Perfect, now they're laying down perfect. And we will, yeah, let me go ahead and trim the side. And then I'll put the angled trims on at least the front half of this building, just to give it a little bit more character. And once again, they're not exactly clipping where I want them to, but we can just play around with them and get them to slide exactly into place. Perfect. And if we do it right, and we have a little bit of patience, it all kind of blends in, so it's not even noticeable. I got a little Bob Rossi there, just making a happy little roof trim there. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and just for aesthetics, I'm going to put some fencing around our zookeeper break area. Again, not going to ever be used, but it's going to make me happy to have it that way. Yeah, take it down and just want like the most utilitarian benches there. And we'll put another one over here just to... there. Oh, you know what we should do is go ahead, let's make a little path here so we can get to our air conditioner that we put on the inside, and we'll move that tree to fit to that hole. Nothing's causing issues. Great, great. Okay. So now let's go ahead and work on our observation area, which I'm going to make like a covered bridge. And I mentioned earlier we're doing this as a 4x4. Let me make sure, yeah, it looks like the grid's all set up right. So I'm going to put a little path across here for you. And we're going to just build it here, and then we should be able to slide it so it lines up perfectly with that bridge, and it all is one unit. And this will have the advantage of I can save it, and the next time I need to do a bridge, I can just slide that over. And even if I'm not going to use this exact model, at least like I can use it as a measuring tool and like rebuild it as I need it. So let's get this one like so. And we'll need to put a roof across the top here as well. Yeah, it's kind of like that, and then we'll spin these, spin this. Come on, line up right. Good, good. The more I look at them, the more I don't like those trims. Let's use the ones that more match the pop-up roof that we put in. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Okay. And it should be wide enough, yes. I did actually a little bit of pre-thought for this one, so this structure I should be able to more or less just assemble in front of you and now slide it into place. I have to rotate it a little bit to get it exactly lined up. Very good. We can lower the fence in front of it so it's not going to be blocking our view. And speaking of view, we still need to go in and there, got those fences lined up perfectly. We're going to need to go in now and put some glass. It should just let us click into place. 3 of them? Yes. Perfect. And I want these sort of on the outside too. And by sort of the outside, you know, if you've played the game, that it gives you the grid and you can build construction on either like the left or the right of the grid line. So by out, I meant on the further side of the grid line. I kept the glass on the far side, but we're going to block it off with like trees and stuff so that people know not to spend their time looking that way. It could have just put a wall in there, but I think it's a little more decorative to fill this area in with some trees and some rocks and some bushes. Very good. And we're going to use the back area for donation boxes. We'll change this from chain link. And then I want to kind of bring it down so it's not in the way. Put the information educational speaker up top, and I'll just make the range line enough everyone there can hear it. We're also going to need water and power. We can go ahead and add those. Again, just little things we're going to have to build. How do I want to do the railings here? Because I don't want them just going down the ramp, and I don't think that's the exact angle. No, it's not the exact angle you build off of that. I don't like... You know what we can do is just change this so that they have railings. Right? There. Perfect. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the best one. Alright, now we've got a whole bunch of empty spaces. Ooh, I like the look of these guys. You'll probably see a lot more of them there. Got a whole bunch of empty spaces though, like I was saying. Ooh, I like you. Got a lot of shade. Let's fill these areas in to kind of move our guests along. And also kind of hide the blank spaces and like the fact that the fence doesn't line up perfectly with our little bridge there. We'll want to disguise that. Bring in some rocks. Bring in some rocks. Rocks and rocks. Bring in the rocks. Bring in that area there. And cut the grass. It's looking good, but this fence can be a little lower. I think we're just about done here as far as building goes. We just need to kind of fill in this areas with some more rocks and a couple of bushes and trees and things, just to get it looking more filled in, more cleaned out. And I want people to be able to stop and kind of... Okay, so that's going to complete our cassowary cages. Let's go ahead and unpause the game and we'll do a walk through it. I think the plan is to go ahead and after I'm done recording this episode, I'm just going to go ahead and oops, I might need to put in some work zones. So let me go ahead and do that while we're flying up here. Yeah, all about the work zones, I hear you. Okay, so like I was saying, what I'm probably going to do is after this episode is over, go ahead and just let the time run for a while, just so I can unlock all of the Australian theme things. That way I can show it really off going into the zoo. It's also going to let me kind of redecorate this area. I've made like a really utilitarian area here with just all of the things for the keepers, and I'm going to go ahead and make those look like Australian buildings since they are going to be visible to our guests from the outside area. Let's go ahead and make that work zone real quick here. Work zones. New work zone. Work zone 1. It's going to we'll just go ahead and include everything in it for now. That's fine. Habitat 1, great. Oh, let's go ahead and rename that Habitat 2, because otherwise I'll get confused. Habitat 1, yes, cages. Nope. You gotta hit the enter key, otherwise this game thinks you don't want to keep it. Alright, go ahead and unpause again now that we've got that working. So like I said, we'll go ahead and fill that area. And I guess since we're back here anyway, we'll just start by looking at the area where our zookeepers enter, which should be pretty good right now. I think I've got a nice little looking area, little benches, little fences. Obviously this will be wrapped up in a moment. I went ahead, this doesn't actually do anything, but we've got these cool like outside air conditioner and plugs and outlets things, so I just went ahead and put a little path there just to give it a little some of realism there. Going past these buildings, we'll get back on the path with our guest. Excuse me, you don't want to lose me. So, okay. Basically, when you go into the zoo, you're going to see this area here. Probably put in an information thing once I get the Australian things are unlocked right there. But then you'll want to go to the right, following along really the only path. We should be able to spot some cassowaries. I did put a little feeding dish just in case they pop up there. But the big main viewing area is going to be this bridge we put in. We spent a good deal of time in. There's a reflecting thing that the cassowaries can interact with. I haven't seen them play with it yet, unfortunately. This bridge, I think, turned out pretty good. I like the fact that we've got these glass viewing areas have unlocked. I think those are from the New World kit, so they help a lot. Ah, there's a cassowary right there. So we can clearly see them. In fact, we can see both of them. This is a bit of an issue. I put in this door here, this animal door, which looks great. Unfortunately, it's not functional. Like, the animals can't walk through it. So, more and more, I think the thing to do is just go ahead and put one of those like on a faux wall and then hide the animal entrance. I didn't do that here, but maybe in the future that's what I'll do. So we have both a good-looking wall and a good animal entrance. And you can see the cassowary is using it to sit down under that shade there. So that's actually looking like it's coming right. Hopefully people are getting well educated. Hopefully they're donating buco bucks, although I don't see them doing that yet. I need to put in like an ATM machine and stuff for them too. And you can see, coming around this area, you should get another look, and indeed you can see the cassowaries there. So that's looking pretty good. Let's use our magic powers to float through the fences. And we'll come here. Yeah, I'll probably take this doorway off. I just really wish those things were functionary, because that would be amazing. In fact, let's just go ahead. We'll get rid of it now. Doop. And there, now the cassowaries will be able to go in and out of their hutch whenever they want to. And it's okay the door's not there, because I already went ahead and did some things to stylize it. Hopefully the guests can't see the gate, though. Let's see. Main reason I wanted that door. You can kind of see the cages if you look into them, or see that cage if you look into it. So that's no bueno. We'll have to go ahead and find a way to disguise that. Maybe I'll wait until I get the Australian stuff for that too, so I can disguise it with that thing. Okay, that's the plan. But I'll show you the inside area here. Got that nice corrugated roof, making it look very, very much like it's just built, not for guest eyes, built for our zookeepers. I went ahead and made this fence a 2 high, so it lines up more with the door. Kind of like that. This is something that doesn't actually cause any hitbox issues, because both the animals and the keepers can walk in and out of it. But then they have this nice hardened area, and they should come in here to use that, because that's the shelter that they kind of need. I think that's kind of it for today. Look, you can kind of see, look, it's a people zoo if you look at it from this way. Look at them. I'm looking around there, pointing at us. Great. Alright, so, super excited once again for this Australian pack. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and unlock it, and then we're going to make the entire zoo basically just off the Australian ones. We've got that going. Going to let this run, but that's it for this episode. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you like this episode, be sure to give it a little like. If you want to follow this zoo or the other zoos I'm building in Planet Zoo or anything else I might do, just go ahead and click on that bell icon to be notified and subscribe. All the YouTube things that I am YouTubely described or YouTubely required to do. And yeah, hopefully this goes well. So I think next episode, what we're probably going to do, build out this area with an Australian set, and then maybe use this area here to put in like a little, let's use an exhibit animal, and then we can put in like food and stuff. So that way I can do an exhibit and get this stuff and play around with the Australian things. Okay, I think that's the plan for next time. I should have saved that for the next video's intro, but whatever. This is Zoo Tycooner Steve saying bye.